This is Matchweek. You are joined by myself, Ardi and Mini. We discuss everything soccer from the highs and the lows in the sporting week to the news that is relevant to you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
welcome back, and this is Matchweek.
Este es Matchweek.
Guys, we are sort of running a skeleton crew, but better off because we have me and Mazz at the moment. Besmir running late as per usual. We couldn't wait for him any longer.
How does this guy run a team?
He's a modern day Renaissance man. Okay. He has a whole club he supports. He has two other businesses. You know, we respect what he does.
Oh, we respect Besmir, but man, be on time. Bez here, and this is the only reason why I'm coming at Bez is because I know he only lives like 15 minutes from here, and I live like 45 without traffic. All right, and I'm in here 2 hours early. All right, we're another day of 4 hours in Mazz. Here we are.
Yeah, here we are. Let's go. Let's get it.
You know, hashtag Mazz on the Match Week.
Hashtag Match Week in the midday soon, maybe.
Match Week in the it's coming.
Well, it's coming when I come back from Europe, so.
We might just hit a call while you're in Europe just to make us feel jealous.
Honestly, bro.
Get the little landscape update of what's going on over there, you know.
Oh,
sure,
yeah.
It's a good time.
It's going to be fun time, and a lot of content. So, for everyone just a little announcement. Like, yes, I will be leaving for Europe. Yes, the show will continue, but it will not be the full 2 hours as per usual. So it will be probably 48 minutes with some not commercial breaks, but what we have here is we have random station call ID breaks, or we'll have random PSAs pop up. So it's more so just breaks in between, and then we have a full hour only going on. And it's going to be a pre-recorded show. Yeah,
here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, we are nonprofit.
Yes, we are. We also cannot. I was doing this on and Mazz on the midday by accident. I was forcing the show onto people when we weren't allowed to do that. We cannot call to action here. So
no call to action.
No call to
promotions,
action. So if you like Match Week, hey, thank you, I appreciate it. I'm not gonna make you do anything else.
Hey, listen, if you want to find it, you know where to find it, but we can't tell you what to do.
Exactly.
But this is Match Week.
This is Match Week. I feel. Okay, so real question. Do you have like a cool call tag for Aunt Mazz in the midday?
So it usually just starts with like Aunt just being like the date and Aunt Mazz in the midday, and then my schmucky self just comes in right behind him with in the midday.
In the midday.
You know, man. It's I gotta say though, I think you do have the greatest opener for a show here.
Well, I have to give a big shout out to our station manager and whole spiel, the person who runs this whole organization, Annabella Poland,
Goated.
Professor Poland. She was my professor 2 semesters ago for podcast production.
What a great option for a class. Like, people don't understand. Like, listen, this is not a Montclair pays me for anything or helps with my tuition or anything that.
Yeah.
This is just a dope place to be.
It's a passion project at the end of the day. Like, people don't understand how much a passion project means to people.
Yeah, I mean, if you were looking for media, this is a place I would recommend to people to check out if they wanted to, if they were looking to get into any kind of media.
The one thing is we were coming into the studio today, and on our way here, we realized there's a whole movie set going on downstairs. Like, they're repurposing the newsroom.
There's always something going on, but nothing more important than Match Week. Than Match Week and Mazz in midday. Everything else is awesome.
But I love how we're right after each other. It just shows it's 4 hours of pure class.
Dude, I low key wonder how people feel, because this is an alternative rock station. Okay, yeah. We also have we also do some sports stuff, but Wednesday is when the sports come out here.
Yeah, we take
at WMSC. It's a sports takeover.
Yeah. I would love to do a cool the whole entire. You know how we have Dr. K's vinyl-a-thon? Wednesday it's just a sport-a-thon. Whole day sports team just takes over.
You know, I mean, listen, you're getting 4 hours of sports right now. You know, so if you're into sports, I mean, this is the place to be if you want to be.
I mean, you have your world's favorite sports show, then you have your auntie's favorite sports show right after. So it's
world's favorite sports show. I like that.
Because guess what? We talk about the world's sport.
Yeah, I got it. I got it right off the bat. I like that. You can have.
Wait, hold on, real quick. I forgot to give you something, Mazz. Keep mumbling for me real quick.
What? Okay, I mean, here we are. 10:24. Bez is still not here. Still coming out of his neck.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm making this a point to not talk about anything that we're actually gonna do today until Bez gets here, just to prove a point.
Yeah, well, that's completely fine with me.
Man.
Ardi, I gotta ask you though. I do think you do have the best opening of the shows here. That's not a knock on anybody else. It's just the show opening is just that awesome.
Oh, dude, like I said, all of that is to Annabelle. She helped me with all of that.
For those of us that don't know exactly where that call came from, where's the Ronaldo call from?
Oh, the Ronaldo. So I spent hours, cause like I legitimately spent like a full week's worth of work making that intro for cause it was a grade for our podcast production class, and oh, don't tell me I forgot it. I forgot it in the car. I'll give it to you after. But
Heartbreaking.
Wait, no, I didn't. They're right here. Here we go.
What do we got?
Here we go. Matchweek stickers and magnets.
Oh, here we go. Already hitting me with the free stuff. He knows I love free stuff.
And then now guess what? I made it onto your family's refrigerator, which means they're proud of me, bro.
Oh my God.
Come on, magnets.
Already just made it. You just made it on the back of my car as well.
Man, back your car. I hope those last on cars. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, we're gonna find out.
We'll find out. By the way, I'm not giving you all 50 stickers, so you can.
Yeah. No, obviously. I was just gonna take
No, yeah. So just for some.
Just give one back and take 49.
So just for some context for some of the listeners, so the Matchweek intro took legitimately a whole week's worth of work.
Matchweek took a week.
But like of vigorous editing, I went through multiple drafts. I actually went through a different name at first.
What was the first name of Matchweek?
The first name of Matchweek was supposed to be Pitchside Daily.
That I don't hate it. It's just
but
so
what
not
happened
you.
is that like the first day of recording,
Yeah.
like when I was supposed to record the first episode with Besmir, who's still running late by the way. Oh, he's at the door. If you don't mind. So I'll explain this real quick.
No, I can hear you in the hallway.
Yes,
Keep explaining.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So, what were we talking about again? I'm blanking.
You were talking about how the show started with Pitchside.
Oh yeah. So there is these two British YouTubers. One is named Theo Baker, and the other one is named Reeve, aka his name's Ali. I forgot the last name. But anywho, these guys had out of nowhere the first day Besmir and I are recording our episode. They released a podcast called Pitchside, and they took. So I was gonna wait till that day to make the handles to see if I liked the name, and I thought the name would stick. But the day I tried to enter all the the Instagram and the TikTok handles and everything,
Gotcha.
They were all gone. I was like, what? And they announced on their Twitter like, oh, we're releasing Pitchside, a football-based podcast. I was like, I want to go cry in a corner now.
And for those of you just listening, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the man I've been talking smack about for the last 15 minutes.
By the way, Besmir, we made it a point to not say a single word about anything football related until you got in here to prove how late you were running.
I'm not sure how I comment on that other than good morning to all of our listeners out there. It's an absolute pleasure being here again. Did you guys do the STS?
Yes,
of course.
Mazz did it this time.
Okay, good.
Of course, we couldn't miss that.
If I don't hear that at least 13 times a day, I don't feel like I can sleep at night. So I'm very happy. I actually call Jonathan once in a while. I'm like, hey, just say it, Jonathan. Just say the catchphrase. You know, like if we could make an action figure of Jonathan where he like press his face and he says,
"Oh, like a Woody doll. You pull a string on the back."
Yeah, like I think Jonathan would be okay with that. But
it's Matchweek.
It's nice to be here. Thanks for holding down the fort.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
But, Besmir's just the guy I've been looking to talk to. But this ain't my show, so Ardi, you lead
okay?
our
So
directions.
we're gonna start this off by something I think Besmir has been really excited to talk about.
Chelsea.
No. Okay. So
Bulgarian national
By the
team.
way, we're gonna be doing some stuff later that involves Chelsea, but I'm not gonna allow Besmir to push his propaganda whatsoever. This is his. I'm giving him 5 minutes to talk about one topic that I think is ridiculous, but we'll still talk about. So the supposed rumors of Ronaldo and Neymar going to Chelsea, which is not I'm sorry. Neymar I can actually see as a genuine possibility for Chelsea, but Ronaldo, no.
So as you guys know, I can't stand Chelsea. However, if they land Ronaldo, I will be joining the dark side.
We'll be joining the dark side.
Well, Artie, thanks for allotting the 5 minutes for me to spew some Chelsea love here. realistically, yes.
Spew some Chelsea love.
Not propaganda.
Yes.
He says love.
Love. Just straight
This guy.
fire facts. No, anyway. So, as a Chelsea supporter, super exciting to hear. When you have arguably one of the best players to ever step foot on a pitch, if not the best player in Ronaldo, linked to your club, it's hard to not get excited. If you can sign a goal scorer who you know is going to score 25, 30 goals without blinking an eye, it's hard to not want that. You know, now, yeah, age is a concern for some. If we land him on a 1 year, 2 year contract, I don't care. Just to be very clear, I think having Lukaku out at Inter, bringing Ronaldo in, helps us score 25, 30 goals. I'm not going to complain because those are goals that make differences.
Okay, but I will be real right now. I will put every single money I have saved up for Europe, like every single dollar I have saved up, to say that Ronaldo will not go to Chelsea. I'll put that money on the line right now.
You really don't know that because here's what you're underestimating. Where, yes, he definitely loves Manchester United, came back, tried to help them. But, Ardi, he's 37, and the window of dominance is coming to an end. And people are talking, it's all about talking about legacy now because there's a certain Argentinian who is playing over in PSG who is arguably the greatest player of all time. It's between the two of them. We all know where I stand, of course, but this is what it's coming down to. So you got to build up the legacy, and that's what he wants to leave. He wants to leave the game undeniably as the greatest player of all time. And Man United is not. Man United
don't get me wrong.
Is not in the position to further build upon that.
Yeah,
for him.
so don't get me wrong. I think Man United is an absolute garbage fire at the moment. I think Ronaldo.
Well, no, I think it's an extinguished garbage fire because I think.
Ten Hag coming in, but also there's always going to be something in the background with having the Glazers in charge. Personally, like that's just something that is expected. Like there's no full on trust that everything is going to go right there. You know.
Well, that's the thing. And for him, does he try to wait out at 37 years old a transition period for United, which? We've had discussion weeks past that it's about time United entered a new era with a new manager. They just need to take the right steps now and get rid of some of the technical directors, sporting directors they have. But
Bez, here's the thing, though. Do you think that they are capable of turning it around within the period that Ronaldo has left?
Well, no. Here's the thing. Ronaldo only has a year left on his contract.
Yeah.
So, realistically, if he leaves, I'd hope someone actually buys him. I do see him leaving. I really do. I don't think it's another Premier League club, to be perfectly honest. I don't think so.
I don't think he leaves for the kind of fee that's going to be earth-shattering or anything, considering they didn't really pay to get him, right? So,
yeah. Well, I mean, they technically paid him a lot of money to get him.
Well, yeah. But I think for someone like Todd Bowley, the new Chelsea owner, a Ronaldo-level signing is a great show of intent.
I want to give my father a shout out for making a point. He says that, and I quote, hold on, let me pull up the text message again on my phone.
Oh, yeah, Papa
Dukes. He says if he helps them get back into form, he would cement his legacy.
Getting United back in?
Like, so let's say hypothetically, I don't believe this is going to happen. Let's say hypothetically, if Manchester United win the league this season.
Yep.
Because of Ronaldo.
I almost choked on my
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's hypothetical. It's really not going to happen.
Big hypothetical.
I don't think it's even possible.
Best
personally.
team and win the Premier League. They're not even the best team in Manchester right now.
Whoa.
I said it, dude. Come on.
Sorry, talk to me when City doesn't have City's history's been in the past decade. They don't have history, bro.
That's all right, but
they were in the championship when we were winning Champions Leagues, bro. So
listen, my dad has a very old time saying, and in Albanian, and the saying translated is roughly: nobody asks you how you were yesterday. Everyone asks you how you are today. So, regardless of what City's history looks like,
Bajo, calm down.
They are arguably one of the most dominant sides, if not the most dominant side in Europe, on a consistent basis. In the Premier League,
in the Premier League, 100%.
Second to none in the most competitive league in the world.
And they just signed a young bull who's going to give them goals on goals on goals if he stays.
Oh, no, wait, no.
He's talking about Holland.
Holland.
Yeah,
right.
He's
talking about.
I was thinking of Liverpool and how we missed out on Holland and we were up against Liverpool to get Nunez.
Listen, United is just not attractive, and I think even for Ronaldo, it's not attractive.
I think the issue was in Nunez's case is that the issue in Nunez's case was that Ronaldo was there and he was seen as still being there for the full season. and he'd want to be somewhere where he feels like he's going to get more of a shout. Because out of Liverpool, Mane's not going to be playing central anymore. He's gone. You really have to worry about Jota and maybe Firmino. I think he gets starts over Firmino now.
Well, I think Firmino has to find a new club, but that's for a different time.
That's actually going to be an ink or stink. We're going to be talking about that.
So anyway, Ronaldo to Chelsea would be. I'd very much enjoy it. We're not going to pay a lot of money for him. He helps fill in the void for a season.
I just want money from somebody, dude. The amount of people we let go on a free that we get money for is ridiculous.
So let me ask you this. What would be more enticing for the legacy? Not being fans of your clubs, just talking about, let's say that these are two different clubs, right?
Yeah.
What's more enticing? Bringing a former powerhouse back to its glory, or
trophies.
Or trophies. That's what it comes down to.
For him, it's gonna be trophies. I think
it's trophies.
He's gotta understand. He's Mr. Champions League. He is not going to be at a club where they start off in the Champions League.
And that's the thing. He is first of all, he wouldn't be in the Champions League in his last season at United. So realistically,
it's not worth it for him.
United shouldn't need Ronaldo to win the Europa League. They shouldn't.
No, they just don't need him.
You know? So for someone like Ronaldo, a big game player, United's not going to provide enough big games for him to shine and thrive. Whereas outside of Chelsea, there's maybe a handful of clubs in Europe that get to basically every final you can get to in domestic cups. They get far in the Champions League. And realistically speaking, last season, Ronaldo was a missing piece for Chelsea because he puts the ball in the back of the net. So it makes sense from a Chelsea standpoint.
Well, realistically, last season, we're talking about Ronaldo in the summer going to somewhere. It made the most sense for him going to Manchester City, to be perfectly honest. That transfer made the most sense.
Yeah, they should have got that done. I still don't know how they don't. Because United didn't even have interest until City said they had interest.
Well, yeah. It's literally just because it's Ronaldo. Manchester and Cristiano Ronaldo go hand in hand when it comes in discussions.
No, for sure. I mean, for me, I think Ronaldo would be from a Chelsea standpoint. Armando Broja is quality. Let's get him to a bigger club on loan, whether it's in England or elsewhere.
So that I don't want to put a pin on loans and stuff because we're going to be talking about that in Fight or Flight.
If we can send him out on loan and keep Ronaldo for a season, listen, I don't think Ronaldo stays at Chelsea for more than a year, maybe 2 years if they win something big next year. If they win the league, or if they win the Champions League or something, he stays so he can fight for whatever other title he hasn't won there yet.
Here's the thing. So my dad keeps sending me messages. I'm going to shout this one out real quick. He says, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and plus Europa League, that's not enough trophies. But granted, it's not the right trophies for Ronaldo. Ronaldo doesn't care about winning a Carabao Cup or a FA Cup.
And I don't blame him because those trophies don't mean nothing to
FA
me.
Cup means something.
That's all right, but not win a Champions League or a league title.
Yeah, but I'm going to say that's what I'm going to say. Not in the eyes of Mr. Champions League, right?
Yeah.
It's either that competition or none.
Well, I'm going to be very honest. So, looking at the other half of that question you said for Neymar, I think with the new manager in place, having publicly come out and said, hey, I don't want Neymar to leave, I think says enough to maybe keep him at PSG. Chelsea are still favorites.
If Mbappe wants him gone, he's going to be gone.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Mbappe wants all the best players in the world around him. For me, slot Messi into the 10, Neymar and Mbappe out in the wings, bring Ronaldo in up top, and at that point,
imagine that,
right? I mean,
imagine that.
If you wanted an earth-shattering,
they don't have the money.
I mean, realistically, he's not going to cost them anything, or not going to cost them much. If Ronaldo says, "Hey, United, I want to leave this summer," they're not going to go around saying they want $100 million for him. They can't.
Well, no, just because there's only a year left.
Well, here's my
Imagine having that.
You got me starstruck right now because that would just be ridiculous. But I don't think that could possibly happen just because Ronaldo and Messi will not put their egos aside.
No. I think that's more likely than him going to any other Premier League club.
You think so?
I think so 100%.
I think you are
because besides United,
but how ridiculous would that be?
Chelsea and Manchester City are not an option.
Bez, you got me messed up right now with that possibility.
Chelsea and Manchester City are not an option. There's only two options he has. He has A, go back to Real, or B, go to PSG.
Well,
or C, stay at United.
Think about it.
I mean, Sporting's been on the table too.
Yeah, but
do you guys want to talk legacy? Goes to PSG, helps those three win a Champions League title.
Yeah.
What does that say for his legacy? Messi needed Ronaldo's help to win the Champions League at PSG.
Mazz is about to walk out, bro.
You know, like that's a
storyline. That's a storyline.
When you talk about cementing your legacy, everyone will forever say Messi was a failure in France until Ronaldo showed up.
I'm telling you guys right now, there's two things. I think Ronaldo's the greatest of all time. Now the Messi, Pele, Maradona fans are going to be very upset with me over this. But if he wins one more Champions League or somehow pulls off a Portugal World Cup, you can't talk to me,
Well,
bro.
no, there's no somehow
it's over.
pull off.
It's cemented.
I think this is one of the strongest Portuguese teams we've seen in a long time. Since I'd say the '04 Euro. Like, this is probably one of the stronger Portuguese teams we have.
Yeah, and
you have young starlets like Jota, Rafael Leao. You have a Bernardo Silva. You have Bruno Fernandes. You have all this just
Ruben
wealth
Diaz
of talent.
and João Cancelo, bro.
Which tells us that Ronaldo needs to maybe find a club like a Chelsea or a PSG where he isn't needed every match, where he's able to come into the first half of the season and rest.
You have to understand this is the issue of United. He wants to play every single game.
I understand, but going into a World Cup in the middle of the season, at somewhere like a Chelsea where he doesn't have to play cup ties and whatnot, in the Carabao Cup in the early rounds of the FA Cup and whatnot, I see that as being very attractive for him to rest for the World Cup.
They haven't announced what the breaks are going to be, but what I do know that the Premier League has gone to 5 subs, and then a 6 concussion sub. So if you have 5 subs already made, but one player gets a concussion, you can sub on a 6th.
Realistically, I still don't see it being enough when you consider international break. It's
going to start in November.
Right, it's going to start in November, but they just came back. They just finished international duty last week with their national teams, and there's players already showing up for the preseason.
Well, yeah, because preseason is starting early because of the World Cup.
Right, so you're still not looking at much of a break, whereas players used to get that 2, 3, 4 weeks off after a typical summer World Cup. Now with everything starting later, I mean, I told you, I'm hoping on my way back from vacation I can stop on the 14th of August
to pick
up Spurs at Chelsea. The 14th of August. Season's a lot earlier. Ronaldo going to a club like Chelsea or a club like PSG would be phenomenal. Now, there's also another option I see very attractive to him, and that's Bayern with Lewandowski on his way out.
Yeah, but then
I think Bayern's also very attractive.
I don't think so, just because of Mane and all these players. There's too much muddled waters over there at Bayern.
Bayern is going to win the league next year, like they always do in the Bayern Liga.
The Bayern Liga, yes.
And at the same time, they're going to be a threat in the Champions League. Once again, Ronaldo wins another Champions League with another club.
It's a wrap.
For him, he has said enough, especially...
PSG is more likely than Bayern. I think Bayern is just a level above that Man City Chelsea transfer, realistically.
Well, listen, I don't see Bayern... Listen, if Lewandowski leaves, which I'm still not sure where he's going to end up. I'm not a fan of the Barca rumors, whatever, but we'll talk about that later, I guess. I think Ronaldo can pick and choose what club he wants to go to, especially when it's not going to be a crazy transfer fee. You know, personally, I believe Chelsea might be his best bet. Where, you know, under a Thomas Tuchel, where now Chelsea's entering a period where new owners coming in, splashing the cash this summer, supposedly. We still haven't signed anyone, but...
Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone's making fun of United, like their transfer window, and Chelsea's doing the same thing.
Yeah, but Chelsea's also already competitive, so...
Well, I mean,
it's all, you know, just our loan players coming back is enough for Chelsea to have a successful window. You know, like Conor Gallagher, he starts out at United, right?
Well, here's the thing. We'll talk about that in a second, in Fight or Flight. But you know, there's a whole bunch of talent coming back to a lot of teams, and there's really a lot of uncertainty of what's going to happen.
And it's exciting, right? Now, I'd love to see the talent Cristiano Ronaldo brings to Chelsea. I'd love to see that. If Ronaldo was to go to Chelsea, right, and you're getting 25, 30 goals, that's league title winning difference. Chelsea, that's, even if it's just for a season, where Chelsea's the kind of club where players tend to enjoy themselves. Look at a Thiago Silva. Players get to Chelsea and they like it there. You know, they're one with the club. I think Ronaldo would very much enjoy his time there. Chelsea's fan base would welcome him with open arms. As much as there's these critics on Twitter that say he's an old man, you know, we need to look for the future. Abramovich wouldn't have signed a 37-year-old. He's Cristiano Ronaldo. When will we ever be able to say a player of his caliber played for our club?
Never. I don't think he's going to. Like the fact that that's even a rumor is just delirious on its own.
I mean, I think
that's what they want to nick in the bud right now. Like Ronaldo to Chelsea.
Listen, I think it just speaks volumes of even Chelsea being considered or Chelsea being interested in him. I think is a positive sign of where the new Chelsea's going. Where, listen, if we need to splash some cash and bring a very big player in to solve a problem that we have, I'm cool with it. Todd Bowley, I've said it before, I'll say it again. This guy owns teams in Los Angeles. He's going to look to make Chelsea the royalty of England. You know, I'll take it.
Now, Mazz, just a quick question. Like, do you know who Todd Bowley is in regards to the American sports market?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Doesn't he own the? Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank here. I know he owns a football team and I believe a basketball team.
Yeah, so he owns the Lakers and he owns the.
No, it's not the Lakers.
I thought he owned the Lakers, or is it the Clippers?
It might be because Jeannie Buss owns the Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan.
As he's wearing a Lakers,
as I'm wearing a Shaq jersey right now, exactly. You know.
So no, Mr. Bowley is owner of the Dodgers, the Lakers, the Sparks, DraftKings, and Cloud9.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cloud9. That's a big esports.
Gotcha. So he owns stock in.
Yeah, he's one
sort
of
of sort of like how LeBron owns Liverpool. You know.
Yeah. No, I got you now. So
by the way, how about LeBron turning his $8 million into like tens of million with Liverpool, investing that early?
Investing in sports is just that's what you should do if you have the money, if you want to. But like, I would highly suggest it if you ever came by that money, dude. Like. Especially
if you win the lottery, invest in sports.
If I won the lottery, like that's the first move that I'm making is what sports league could I get into? But like obviously you need more than winning the lottery. Right?
Yeah.
You know, but like if I had,
I don't know, Mega Millions, $500 million.
Dude, I'm gonna be. I mean, you can get to like a low level, but you ain't getting into North American sports.
What do you mean? All it takes is $500 million to buy an MLS franchise.
See, I don't think it's that much. I think it's only $325.
I thought it was $500.
But you have to also secure.
Yeah, no, that would be my first move, though. You know, like 100%. Like I'm looking to make that move, and look at LeBron. I mean, granted, he got into the what's it called? Group
Fenway Sports Group.
FSG,
and
that's they got Liverpool. But like, yeah, dude, if I could even have the chance to buy, you know, a West Ham, I'm doing it. You know.
Well, would you like to invest in North Jersey FC? I mean, we are accepting sponsors and donations.
I mean, do I have say in board moves?
Yeah, we'll give you a board seat.
Yeah, sure. How much?
As long as you show up with that, I love that. You kidding me?
Yeah, I got you.
Just to be clear, the shirt you're wearing right now is of my favorite player ever
Shaq?
in basketball. I love Shaq.
I'm a Kobe guy, but I love Shaq
my
too.
older brother was the Kobe guy, and I was the big boy growing up, so I was always Shaq.
They're the greatest duo of all
Except
time.
that I can't play basketball, Shaq can.
I feel you. But yo, that's the thing.
Our free throw percentage is the same though, so
yeah. Talk to me after the show about this New Jersey move. I definitely might be down.
But we like looking at Todd Bowley, dude. He is an animal.
So you're talking about owning, you know, having stake in the Lakers, the greatest franchise in basketball.
Yankees, greatest franchise in baseball. But I hate to say it as a Mets
fan. But the Dodgers, he owns part of the
Dodgers.
Sparks,
well, no, but I thought he also had a pot in Yankees as well.
No. It's the Dodgers. The Dodgers, the Lakers, the Sparks.
So let me explain this right now, right? When you're talking about the Lakers, you're talking about the best basketball team of all time. People might say the Celtics, but they had their glories back in the day.
In terms of consistency, it is 100%.
It's the Lakers of modern day, okay? Now the Dodgers,
right up against the mic,
right up against the
hide it or anything.
Homeboy needed a napkin, bro. But anyway, then you have the Dodgers, which is essentially the second greatest franchise in MLB history.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
So this guy is already a part of sports royalty. You best believe a guy like that is going. If he has a say,
Ronaldo.
is looking to get a Ronaldo for their club.
Well, I mean, don't wait, but here he has Christian Pulisic, the LeBron James of soccer, bro.
That is not the LeBron. Stop it,
dude. You've never seen the meme? It's so funny.
I've seen the memes, but like Pulisic's
the
also,
LeBron James of soccer, dude.
But think about
that's how I'm gonna walk around London when I go to Europe. I'm just gonna be like, "What's up, dude? How you all doing today?" I'm from America, bro.
Okay, God, that's
And just like that, Artie's not making it back from Europe.
Nah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
right.
get shanked real quick, bro.
so
Ooh, dumb button.
Come on, Artie. We can't talk about violence like that.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't know.
what happened. What happened? I have no clue.
What? It's a skirt shank, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the steak.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
I love the skirt
we,
steak.
we do look like guys who enjoy food, so
I do live on the larger side of life.
we
I think all
we
of
do
us
have the perfect bodies for radio. So
so this real quick as like a side thing. So I was on I was on this app where you match with people, and I randomly
God.
matched with this one lady who was very attractive. And like in my bio, I have like, like radio host and podcaster. It's like a funny thing, right? I could care less.
your parents listen to this, but
Yeah,
go ahead.
I can honestly. it
Okay,
doesn't
go
matter.
ahead. Continue.
So
Yes,
what?
please continue to expose yourself as Papa and Meanie is listening.
Yes,
right now.
yes, exactly. So then out of nowhere, first message before I even say anything. By the way, it's not even like she's very attractive.
Please keep it PG.
Yeah, so out of nowhere, first message is like, wow, you really do have the face for radio, don't you? I was like, yo, what did I do to you? What did I do to you?
She listens.
Who hurt you?
She listens, and she's a City fan.
She's a City fan.
She's actually that was actually Ronaldo. That was
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo posing as someone because he doesn't want he knows you don't want him to go to Chelsea.
Oh my god, man.
Lord,
was
I was like, who
fantastic.
hurt you? Who hurt you?
No, Artie, who hurt you?
Yeah.
like why?
Random girl on dating app.
wait, was that when you didn't leave your room for like 3 weeks? Is that what happened?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's literally what happened, bro. Literally what happened.
Poor Artie just sitting there wrapped in his Man United scarf, just like, why she do me like that?
Oh man.
plastic bag over his or paper bag over his face.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be putting plastic bags over your face.
No. Anyways, guys, so on to the next topic. Mazz, are you okay?
Dude, what just happened?
What just happened? I tell funny stories here on Matchweek. It's how it works.
Mazz is just focusing in on the
Possibility.
North Jersey FC.
I'm so focused on the financial opportunity that has been presented to me. And just know, I have no clue if I invest in that. Okay, just know, I don't know what league we play in, but we taking it all the way.
Okay, by the way,
we're actually signing Ronaldo.
Mazz, just so you know, I am a coach of NJFC. Just
That's
give
right,
you.
Artie. You are one of the second best coach in the room right now.
Well, yes, behind Mazz.
Dude, I am GM extraordinaire. You should see my my 2K leagues, all right? My FIFA leagues. You should see these.
Oh
okay?
no, we're not doing FIFA career mode again. We are not. Every week somehow we fall in the career mode sand. Every week somehow.
But it's so exciting, isn't it?
So exciting, isn't it?
Listen, I just want to throw it out there. I play a 4-2-3-1. I now have Oscar, Mata, and Hazard all playing for me at North Jersey FC in FIFA career mode.
Oh my god.
Here we go.
I've recreated.
What's the age group for North Jersey FC?
So North
Every
Jersey
age
FC, we have every age group. We go. Our
We have a men's team in the
youngest
fall too.
our young team.
GM.
Our youngest team is a U9 girls team, right? Or is it U10s?
No, U12 right now.
Oh, U12.
But we'll have like
You guys got a
U10 and
20
up,
like
U8s.
a U24 type of thing?
Oh, we do. We
U20
actually have a
U23
U23 team, and I'm the starting striker
Yeah.
for it.
No,
now, so.
okay, no. Moving on. from
I
there.
have. Listen, I don't know if you guys got one, but I got a goalie for you. But that's for another day.
Wait, we can actually have a goalie for once?
I got a goalie for you if you guys need one. And
Wait, is this the Parsippany guy you were telling me about?
my boy is nasty. Okay, he's kept a certain team out there in their league for a minute now because I promise you the defense ain't there.
Well, I'm not going to comment on any other clubs and their teams in this area because if I speak, I'm in trouble.
Okay, Mourinho, calm down
Anyway,
over
moving
there.
on to the next segment. Where
So
were we? have,
ladies and gentlemen, let's drum roll, please. We have Ink or Stink.
Ink or Sink.
Ink or Stink. Now, for those of you who are listening for the first time, which, by the way, it's okay. We appreciate you.
Can we put Bez in
wait,
timeout
real
for a
quick?
minute?
This is how we do it, Bez. Just letting you know.
Can we put Bez in timeout for a second?
That's just letting
Stop
you know.
it.
Sorry, I was just confused. I apologize. I
So,
was
anyways,
confused.
so Ink or Stink is a segment where we talk about transfer rumors, where it's either an ink, you should put ink to paper and sign the player, or it's a stink, where the player's a stinker. Why even think about signing him for your club?
Like, this
Horrendous.
is definitely for people that haven't listened, but Artie's looking at me like I've never been on the show before. Like, Artie, I know, I listened.
Well, no, but I just like to look at you, bro. I don't know what to say. You're
Artie's looking at me like you're clearly the weakest link at this table right now. And I know you have a lot going on, so I'm just going to make sure you actually know what's going on here at 90.3 WMSC. Montclair.
You're not taking my top of the hour again.
It's not even the top of the hour yet.
I know, but you're trying. You're
SDS
trying.
Matchweek.
You're trying.
I would actually Ink or Stink should totally like. Did you see the new sponsorship deal Josef Martinez did with? He did it with one of those deodorant companies.
Oh, with like a degree or something?
Yeah, it was something like that. And
Probably Old Spice.
Oh, it was with Gillette.
Oh, Gillette.
But it's like...
Another old man deodorant.
Yeah.
But like, it was so cringy. It was, not only do I look good on the pitch, I smell good too with Gillette.
Such a lie.
So he no longer stinks, right? So there you go. You need a deodorant company coming in here for Ink or Stink.
Well, if only we could get sponsors, but we are a non-profit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're non-profit on the air on spot.
we do not have exclusive contracts with 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair.
They host us live, but when it comes to Spotify and iTunes, no comment. But
I don't know what you're talking about, Ardi, but keep it moving.
No, so anyways, as I was about to say, so Jose Martinez and Miguel Almiron are a prime example of players when they transfer, they have to transfer together. You can't buy them separately, personally.
Oh, I'm going to argue with you here because Miguel Almiron has been killing it at Newcastle.
He's been half decent at Newcastle. He's better when he has Jose Martinez with him.
He's better when he has Martinez with him in the MLS.
Well, no, I'm being dead serious. If Newcastle had Jose Martinez and they had Miguel Almiron, Steve Bruce would still be at the club being a stinker, okay?
Listen, all I know is this.
All I know is Jose Martinez is a dog when he was at Atlanta. He's still at Atlanta,
yeah,
right?
He's still
got that little injury history going on, but dude, that dude is a monster for the MLS.
So good.
Right.
But anyways, on to our transfer rumors.
My man just downplayed Miguel Almiron's performances at Newcastle, slowly hurting my heart, but it's okay.
That's fine. I will. Anyways, Ink or Stink, we have... I'm really going to test your ball knowledge here, Mazz.
Yeah, hit me with it.
Flynn Downs. No, I'm just joking. We're not going to talk about Flynn Downs from Swansea. You're fine. We're going to talk about Jed Spence from Middlesbrough, though. Because it looks like Spurs is just buying up every single top championship talent. And so they have Richarlison confirmed this week. They've had Basuma confirmed. So far, those are the two new players that have signed for Spurs. And now they want to bring in someone like a Jed Spence, who's more so a defense. I think he's defensive-minded. I'm going to pull it up.
He's a right back.
Yep, he's a defensive-minded player.
That's the kid from Middlesbrough, right?
Yeah, Middlesbrough.
And who's he linked to?
He's linked to Spurs, because Spurs have had a shoddy right back history. Because when they let go of Kyle Walker, they've had Kyle Walker-Peters. They sell him to Southampton. He's been on fire at Southampton now. You also have Emerson Royale they brought in from Barcelona, who I thought, personally, when the transfer first happened, I thought he'd do very well, but he doesn't really play well under that Conte system. So I feel like if he went back to a Real Betis, he'd probably perform better. And they also brought someone in like a Doherty from
Wolves.
From Wolves.
Doherty's all right. I mean, for Spurs, Jed Spence is young, played a lot of matches at Nottingham last season.
He's also the same age as me.
Yeah, he's young. He's 21.
Shows where my life is going. You know?
You're only 21.
I'm 22.
Bez, how old are you?
26.
Okay, that made me feel a lot better. Yeah, I'll be 25 in December.
It's all right, old man. So
I know.
I'm a young 26. You're an old 25. Anyway,
you're mean, bro. That's what you are.
You know what? He is a young 26 because he can't even show up on time.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, that's fair. Anyway, Jed Spence talking about showing up on time. I think it's a good time for him to move to Spurs. For them, it's a good sign. He's young. You could take the risk. He's not going to cost them a boatload of money. And see what happens. I mean, those are typically the kind of transfers that do end up paying off. He moves for a transfer fee that's not going to be earth-shattering. No real pressure. No one's expecting you to shine immediately coming from a Middlesbrough to, Spurs. Antonio Conte is going to probably play a three center-back system, so they'll put him out at wing-back where he can, have enough defensive coverage so he doesn't get, left in the dark. I think it's a good move for a young right-back.
I would have to be a little worried about Spurs this year, to be honest, with having someone like Richarlison as like a backup for Kane, Kulusevski, Son, Mora. That
that's the
front
thing.
line
I mean,
is a little worrying.
Richarlison has to be starting at Spurs this year, which has me curious.
I don't think he's going to. When you have someone like Kulusevski, who came off of a phenomenal stint at Spurs so far, who's thrived under a Conte system, how can you just somehow swap him out? Or even a Son, who was the best player at Tottenham.
Well, Richarlison doesn't go to Spurs in that case. If he was told he's not starting there. Brazilians are very proud to play for their national team, more than most countries.
Yeah, but would you rather be playing at the risk of being in a sinking ship like at Everton, or be somewhere at Spurs where in a year or two's time, when Kane's might either A, not be there, or B, might be too old to perform, you'll be a starter?
It's a World Cup year.
Which he's
can't
guaranteed.
afford.
Yeah, but he's guaranteed called up. There's no other Brazilian striker starting over him.
You can't be in form if you're not playing. That's why when you look at a lot of transfers this summer, a lot of them, especially players from the nations that are favorites to win, are going to be looking for consistent time because they need to hit form to be able to be ready for a World Cup. I made the same point earlier with Ronaldo, where he might want a little less time, where he doesn't have to carry a team on his back. Someone like a Richarlison, he needs to be playing to be in form to help Brazil compete for the World Cup.
Well, I mean, you look at the age difference, between the two players that you just mentioned. I think that makes sense. Like, if Ronaldo was the age of a Richarlison, he wants to play as many games, he wants to stay as fit as possible. But he's an old man now, so it's like, depending on where you are in the stage of your career, it's very vital of, hey, do I got to pick and choose my moments? Or can I just go out there and just go in day in, day out?
Like Thiago Silva at Chelsea.
No, but for him, it all depends what's going on with Son and Kane, because Son, that left flank is his. It's guaranteed his position, his start. No one else plays over him there. Mm-hmm. Kane, depending on how he starts the season, is going to be at striker every game. That's how it's going to be.
Yeah, but once again, I still don't think of Richarlison, who had a handful of teams he could have picked to go to, realistically. He could have gone to Chelsea and Arsenal, Spurs. He could have gone just about anywhere he wanted. I think a big indicator of why he ended up at Spurs was because Conte told him, listen, you're going to be a big part of our plans. We need you to come in and be a difference maker. Because a Richarlison on form is a difference maker. The kid's quality.
But also, he fits that Conte mold of being like that one like blank housery player. Like that's like the Conte mold type player.
Well, he's the kind of player you don't want to play against but love having on your team.
Yeah.
He's very frustrating for opposition. And to be honest, he has it all as a player. He on and off the ball, he's dangerous. His movement off the ball is nearly world class. On the ball, he's quick. He can finish both feet. He's good in the air. Richarlison is quality, and I think he's going to show that at Spurs. For me, he's a huge ink. Like, I think he's a brilliant move for Spurs.
Well, granted, we're talking about Jed Spence.
Yeah, I was so confused with how we ended up there.
Jed Spence is an ink for me, too.
Well, yeah, Jed Spence
Take the risk on a young talent who's been proven at the championship, like a Reece James, like a Mark Gahey, could bring back to my Chelsea love. If they can perform well in the championship, take the risk, a minimal transfer fee, and it also doesn't put too much pressure. You go sign a Premier League right back, there's going to be more pressure because they're moving to a big club. Here, he'll be given a transition period because he's coming from the second division.
I think it's an ink for me, just for going back to our Middlesbrough right backs. I have no clue how we ended up on Richarlison. Like, obviously, I get the team.
because it's Spurs and stuff.
Yeah, no, so. I get that. I have no clue how we ended up there. That's why I was looking at you like,
but real quick,
did I miss something?
We're top of the hour on WMSC Upper Montclair.
90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. SDS
Matchweek.
Exactly. So, guys, that is a total ink. Jed Spence. I believe in that one. It's good signing. Next, I think this is going to be a Wombo combo for Nottingham. So they're going in for Omar Richards from Bayern, someone who hasn't really seen that much minutes because of the likes of Alphonso Davies and co. And also Nico Williams from Liverpool. Because Nico Williams was originally linked to a Fulham, but because Liverpool's trying to price out Fulham of a deal, even though they gave them Fabio Carvalho for $6 million, now it looks like Nottingham wants to get him. And I have full trust in the Nottingham manager if he wants Nico Williams.
Okay, so you want to start with Omar Richards or you want to start with Nico Williams? I think
we'll go Richards first.
All right. For me, Ooh, I think that's interesting. I think we haven't seen what he's capable of. And personally, I don't know. I think there's potential there, especially let's be honest, wingbacks have been a coveted position. So for the right, it's a free, I believe, right? Are they getting anything for him?
I think they're paying for him.
See, that is if it's the right price, because you're basically paying for potential at this point, and I like a proven player, more so. This is a guy who's not seen a lot of games.
Nico Williams, I think they're only gonna get him for rising to 10 million.
No, but what's it called? You said what's his name?
Omar Richards. I would say that's seven to 10 million.
See, that's a good range for me. As long as you're not playing.
And then Nottingham, they've fallen under money, plus now getting the Premier League money, which I think it's not a bad punt.
Well, Omar Richards coming to Nottingham is from Bayern, right? First of all, he went to Bayern from a Reading, where a couple solid years at Reading. Omar Richards went to Bayern. He hasn't played much at Bayern, but he's been in an atmosphere with some of the greatest in the world.
Yeah.
So for him to now bring that experience of just...
He also brings that Bayern muscle with him. Every player that goes to Bayern just packs
20 pounds of muscle. But him coming into a Nottingham, I think, is a good move. And those are the kind of moves, almost these not forgotten players, but realistically, Omar Richards isn't even a bench player at Bayern. He's a reserve. Doesn't mean he's a bad player, because Bayern's massive. So for them to go in for someone like him and to bring his pedigree into Nottingham, if he was good enough to even train at Bayern, he's a good player. So for him, I'm all in on that. It's a better sign for Nottingham than trying to pick someone out of the Championship who you can hope is going to play well. He already has played well at the Championship level. He went to Bayern for a bit. Bringing him to the Premier League, I think, is a smart move.
I also trust him under Steve Cooper, because you saw him turn a talent like James Gardner into a solid... Yeah, watch out for my camera. Into a solid... starter. James Gardner went to Nottingham as a half decent academy player, not really knowing his role, to being a huge starlet in the Championship, being probably one of the top 5 players in the league that season.
Yeah, well, for me, I think it's just I just think it's a good move. He proved himself in the Championship. He's been at Bayern. He's been with some of the best coaching staff and players in the world, working on his game. And he's still in his early mid-20s, so he's a smart signing. I think he'll do well for them, especially going from the high intensity of Bayern Munich into the Premier League. I think is a good transitional move for him.
Yeah, especially he's not going to the biggest of clubs, so it's going to be a nice restart for him. At the price that they're getting him for, I like the move.
Yeah, especially if he has a good couple seasons at Nottingham. He helps them stay up next year. He has a good second season. It's on the table for him to, maybe make a move to a bigger club, a more competitive club.
Or even a move to make it to the national team, because at the end of the day, it's what a lot of these English players want.
Yeah, so for him, I think it's a move that makes sense. And, for me, it's an ink.
It's an ink for me as well.
Ink.
Now, next, the second Nottingham Forest transfer is Nico Williams.
Oh, ink.
Yeah, but Nico Williams, for his age, 21, he is already a FIFA Club World Cup winner, already has a Champions, a Premier League. He already has an FA Cup, and he won the Championship already for his age.
And which Nico Williams are you talking about?
Nico Williams from Liverpool.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're bringing in a player of that pedigree, that's definitely... What are they getting him for?
It looks like Nico, it's going to be around the same price.
Yeah,
it's probably like 14 million, because Liverpool might upcharge him.
Yeah, you're once again putting in a player who is young, but has that pedigree coming over. This is smart moves for me. And granted, you are paying a little more for potential, but it's definitely worth it at that price. So that is definitely an ink for me.
Yeah, same for me, especially when you consider he's coming from his entire youth career being at Liverpool as well, so he's he's going to be a modern day fullback, right? And when you bring him and the lad we just spoke about,
Omar Richards, who plays more so on the left side.
So now Nottingham, clear intent on bringing 2 quality fullbacks in who are going to get the job done. Bringing Nico Williams in from Liverpool, where he just spent a season at Fulham. I think it makes sense for Nottingham. And once again, these are the signings that I think make sense for Nottingham. They're going to still fly somewhat under the radar, not all the pressure in the world from the media. They can come in and just get the job done. And I think he's an ink for that reason. I think he's a smart move for Nottingham.
And Nottingham also had a transfer sort of go under the radar with Dean Henderson going on loan.
I love Dino.
I love Dean Henderson. But it's just a shame that because De Gea, as soon as it seems like he should be rotated out of the team, decides to inject himself with some like testosterone or some stem cells and has like another like starlet season.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, De Gea, I think this would have been a good moment for United to kind of move on from De Gea. Not because he's a bad keeper or anything like that. Don't get me wrong.
Well, De Gea's only weakness is his distribution. That's his only genuine weakness. But he's probably one of the best shot stoppers you'll ever see.
I got a problem. The guy doesn't use his hands as much as he should for being a keeper, bro.
And he makes very silly mistakes.
Yeah, but he's also single-handedly kept United up for how many seasons?
Well, I'll argue he's only ever looked so good because United lets people take so many shots on him.
No. All right, those years.
Yeah, but he's still got to sit.
No. Those years when he had Johnny Evans and Chris Smalling protecting him. All right, don't calm it down over there.
Better than having Maguire, right?
That is better.
Fair enough. So you're telling me he's a good keeper if he has a good defense in front of him. He's also a good keeper if he has a bad defense in front of him.
He's just a phenomenal goalkeeper. It doesn't matter.
Phenomenal? Okay. Anyway, moving
Is he
on.
in your top 3, Bez, currently?
In the world?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
He's not even in my top 7.
Thank you.
No, I mean top 7, yeah, but not top 3.
Oh, Lord.
Top 3 is
Ardi's talking about
Allison.
He's not top 5 in the Premier League.
Calm down over there. What are you talking about?
Allison, Ederson,
I just
Mendy, Lloris are all above him. Just those 4.
Had to hear this because
Emi
Ardi was
Martinez.
talking about De Gea as if he was the second coming.
Oh,
He is.
Listen. Emi Martinez, Mendy, Lloris,
Emi Martinez
Allison,
is
and
not
Ederson.
better. Get out of here, bro.
That's 5 guys who I
No.
blindfoldedly take over De Gea.
Yeah, get out of here, dude.
I don't know if I'm taking
Allison and Emerson are the only 2 that are better than De Gea.
Oh
in the
my!
league,
Listen,
by far.
if we had an Arsenal fan here, they'd even say Ramsdale's better than De Gea.
I'll take Petr Cech right now, bro.
Right? Like,
Well, anybody would. Calm down over there. All right. Anyways,
no, we wouldn't because we have a decent keeper on our books.
on to our next transfer rumor.
Oh, by the way,
Tyler Adams to Leeds.
Inc. Brilliant move. Jesse Marsh loves the kid. He's gonna kill it. He has the engine, the work rate. He's such a good sign.
He's a what? He's a Clifton lad from New Jersey.
No, Tyler Adams is in Clifton.
Yeah, I thought he was from Clifton.
No, I didn't think so. No, Matt Miazga is.
I know Matt Miazga is, but I thought Tyler Adams was Clifton as well. Or was he actually from Harrison?
I'm looking this up right now. Boom. Definitely from the United States, as we all know.
Yeah.
He was born in
Wappington Falls, New York.
Wappinger, New York.
Falls. I thought he lived in New Jersey, though, no?
Well,
I think he played for Red Bulls.
Well, no, I know he played Rebels, but I thought he went to school in New Jersey and everything, but he was just born in New York.
well, I think Wappinger's like right over the border, right? So it's not too far away.
The more you know.
But yeah, no, Tyler Adams, he's
a baller. I don't know how he's still in the Bundesliga. I really don't know how.
because it's one of the top leagues in the world.
Yeah,
and he wasn't playing for a small club either. But Leeds for him, I think is brilliant. He's always been.
He's replacing Calvin Phillips, which is a smart move.
Listen, he's always been applauded for his work rate, and he's going to be. That's exactly. He has the work rate that's going to help him succeed.
But he's also, I think, a near perfect replacement for Calvin Phillips. He's someone who works hard, and he also has great at deep lying ball progression.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's. I think he's not a perfect replacement for Calvin Phillips. He's as close as you're going to get.
I know what you're talking about, bro. Americans are better than Britain.
Yeah. We're
1776 said it all, bro. 1770.
Boy, here we go.
yeah. God bless America. It was 4th of July the other day.
Oh man.
I
And
think
just like that, the British audience has turned us off.
Yep. So anyone that's listening to us at 4:15 p.m. in England. So Tyler Adams Inc. Jesse Marsh's system. Tyler Adams was born into.
Yeah.
You know, I think he might be the first of a few Jesse Marsh signings that are really going to help Leeds. I think Leeds stay up this season.
Well, also there's the rumor because what's his name, Juno Firpo hasn't really been performing well. They might go in for a Tolkien.
Tolkien would be so much fun.
Just imagine a John Tolkien playing for Leeds. Well, they were also saying Fulham might want Tolkien, but the Fulham move makes no sense because they have Anthony Robinson at left back.
By the way, who I love watching Anthony Robinson play.
Oh my God, he's so good.
He doesn't look like he knows how to play soccer when he's playing, but he's good. I'm serious.
Dude, as long as you get results, that's all that matters.
He runs and he dribbles weird, but
does he get results?
Oh, he does, dude.
Thank you.
I think Anthony Robinson starts for the U.S. at the World Cup this winter.
He has to.
I very much enjoy watching him play. He looks weird when he plays. No offense if you're listening, but it's just how I feel.
He's listening. Oi, bruv. He picks up a British accent while being
Yeah.
so
Just like every American player that. Like what's his name? Brad Friedel. Brad Friedel's like, I lived in England for so long. I came home and they're like, Dad, you're from the U.S.
I just want Weston McKennie to come back with an Italian accent.
With the whole hand motion.
Oh my God.
Forget about it.
It's just the Americans like, that's where I'm from, dog. You know, like.
Oh, God help me.
No, I think Weston McKennie, the whole U.S. Oh, that's gonna have to be a whole other show, but as we get closer.
Man.
This is an exciting time in U.S. soccer.
Especially with the
Football,
U20s
whatever you
having
wanna call
just
it.
done so well.
Yeah.
U20s are the kings of CONCACAF.
I told you,
Olympics,
bro.
World Cup, everything just.
The sport of soccer is on the rise in the U.S., and the MLS will be rivaling MLB within the next 50 years.
Well, it already is rivaling American sports. They're getting better numbers than the NFL already.
Yeah, but I mean, they're.
When it comes to an MLS game being on and an NFL game being on at the same time,
people want
tune
their
in more
kids
to
to
the
play-
MLS.
People want their kids to play soccer with all the CTE stuff coming out. Like, nobody wants to play football these days.
Yeah, but
and
you're
it's
also
sad, but here we are.
But dude, you get injured just as much in soccer.
But
as
you don't
do in
get
football.
brain damage like that unless you're Petr Cech.
I don't know. Talk to me, bro. I got headbutt in the back of the head and I've never been the same.
But that's what I'm saying. Artie. It's just
You're also not a professional player.
They're
What are you
not
talking about?
finding-
I am a professional.
They
How
are
dare
not
you?
finding like brain damage in soccer players the way that they're finding it in boxers and football players.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know, so like, of course, like the younger viewership's going to be up.
It's just
because
their
that's the
knees blow
sport
out. That's the only issue.
Well,
I mean, that's all right.
For
That's
who?
not going to make you go
For who?
insane.
Soccer players?
yeah, the knees just blow out.
At a much smaller rate. Like, think about the overall population that plays soccer worldwide.
Yeah.
Right? And then look at the number of injuries, major life-altering injuries that American football players pick up. Right? There's a fraction of players that play American football to soccer, and yet all of the life-altering, life-ending injuries happen in American football rather than soccer. Right? So realistically speaking, you know, just proportionately, we don't have to tell you what sport is safer. I mean, like you said, all the CT stuff, all the major injuries. Like you want to talk about soccer players' knees being blown out? There's dozens of them in American football every season. You know, that's just the nature. When you have 400-pound men running into each other, that happens. You know,
400-pound men.
and no disrespect, there's a lot of skill.
But they're 40, but they're like 6'6".
Dude, I'm telling you right now,
There's
those
skill
guys,
and talent.
even the guys that are like up there, like the offensive linemen, they like, oh, the big fat guys, yeah, they'll outrun your average high school track athlete. Like they're fast, they're monsters.
They're built like
animals.
But
rhinos.
nobody's
yeah.
supposed. Like, listen, dude, I love football. I played it for years. Nobody's supposed to be that big, be able to move that fast, and sure should not be colliding into each other like a small car accident. And you're gonna be
Imagine
fine.
throwing that type of guy at like a center back though.
But dude, you're
6'6", 350, fast.
For all like you soccer fans out there, right? A picture an Adama Traore running full speed into another Adama Traore, and they're trying to basically knock each other out. Like
well,
it's just a recipe for disaster. But I love it.
I mean, so we wouldn't be able to see that in person. So imagine myself and Adama Traore running into each other. Okay.
And that's how you end up hurt.
die. Yeah, that's how you die. I don't know.
Yeah, because we're both built similarly, right? Talk about Big Bang. talk about the Big Bang, like that right there. Myself and Adama Traore were colliding in a 50-50. Boof.
And if you look at it now, football has moved to kind of. They don't want contact, man. Let's be honest. That all the high contact of American football, the kickoff, the punt return, they're trying to take those out of the game because that's where guys pick up the most speed for the biggest contact.
Yeah.
Where it's like soccer still basically played the way it's been.
Yeah.
Granted, the dive has been introduced within the last 15 years, and can be annoying at times. But
they're trying to get rid of it, right?
Absolutely.
With the bands and simulations, it's an automatic yellow.
But the game is still basically as rough as it was.
You just reminded me of that horrendous referee call we had where they said that our player simulated a foul when Jordan got collided by two different kids.
Yeah, and then where he said if that was outside the box, it would be a foul, but because it's inside the box, it's diving. It's simulation. Tell me how that works.
Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. If you think it's simulation, just give the card. That's how you fix it.
Mazz, I don't think you understand. There's two defenders
I'm saying,
going to collide with our player. He hops over the 1 foot so he doesn't break his leg. So then he gets fouled. Supposedly he said he would have got fouled for simulation.
No, that's fine. I'm not saying that. I wasn't there, so I can't tell you what happened. But I am saying if the referee thought it was simulation, no matter where it is on the pitch, okay, it should be a yellow card. That's how you fix this. That's how you get diving out of the game. No matter what, boom, it's a yellow card. If it's in the box, it's a yellow card plus the penalty, plus opposite penalty. That's how you fix it.
See, here's the best thing in the world. He said to us, there was no contact, but if that same thing happens outside the box, it's a foul. So how is it a foul? No, he confused me.
Oh my god!
And it's very hard to leave me speechless. I just looked at him and said, "Okay, sir, I don't know how to respond to that. You just do you, man."
See, I couldn't do that, man. I am the type of guy where I am jumping up and down on the sidelines. There is a few choice words being thrown, and I might end up with a red card.
Oh yeah, see, no, I don't say anything. I've edged away, and I've never really tried to be disrespectful to referees. I just ask them if they need a water break, especially when it gets hot out now. Like, sir, that was a pretty rough call, sir.
You don't say it in a nice way, oh, you need a water break, sir. He'll look at him. He's like, guys, don't worry about him. He's on a water break. He doesn't know what he's doing out there.
No, it's more like, hey, sir, we didn't agree to a water break, but if you need one, we can have one.
I mean, listen, let's be honest. Refs need media obligations at the end of games.
Oh, at the professional level? Oh, my God. That'd be so much fun.
That's what we need. In all sports, you got me standing up here. In all sports, all right, the men in stripes or whatever, the guy who's passing out cards, whatever game, the guys in blue for baseball fans out there, they need to be held accountable because, yes, you have the Messis and the Ronaldos and the Mbappes that affect the game. You have the Virgil van Dijks and the Sergio Ramos who affect the game on the other side. But nobody affects the game more than the guy making decisions of how the flow of the game's going to go. And sometimes these guys make calls that you're sitting there like, who are you? How did you get this job? And why do we pay you for this? They need to be held accountable. And the way to do that is you put them on the spot and have them explain the call. And then we're going to find out who's a legit ref and who's on the books.
See, mic'd up referees would be so great.
I'm for it.
If you ever listen to one of those matches where the two assistant referees are sitting there with their center referee, far side assistant referee, as balls are getting played, right? Near side is just watching the line, and listening in his ear about when the ball's getting played. So you hear, yeah, now. And the second you hear now, it's a split second. It's really cool. I think miking them up wouldn't just hold them accountable, but I think the amount of skill it takes to referee at that level would also earn them a lot of respect, right? I also think the old school media obligation that we currently look at in all professional sports would be so much more entertaining, right? They want viewership. Bring the center referee in, bring the two coaches in, and have them do their media together.
Imagine having the center ref, Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola right there. Oh my God!
I'd pay to see that. I would, but hold on. I want the linesman judge at that meeting too, because we've
the
seen
fourth official, the VAR.
I want the VAR guy there,
the assistant coaches.
I want the guy who appointed them for the game there.
Oh wait,
okay?
so did you guys see that for the World Cup? There's now automated offsides. So it's so you know how like with VAR,
But they're testing it, right?
yeah. So you know how with VAR they only do 50 frames per second.
Why are we
So
testing
listen, no.
at the World Cup?
No, they're testing it and then doing it at the World Cup. But with the automated VAR, it's gonna be 500 frames per second.
Dude, you should not be calling guys. If you have to sit there,
No, but
and
no.
find
The way
home
how they
teams-
have it, no. The way how they have it set up now in
Killing
the
the sport.
programming is that they are setting it up to where it only calls offsides based off the limbs. So if they see that they're not going to call it if the whole arm is there. They'll be able to tell when the limb cuts off. So if it sees if it's obviously the head, the shoulder, or the leg, it can call offsides.
Listen, for me, I'm still going to go back to that's one place I do not want to see technology furthered is offside. Even VAR and all this stuff. Listen, I think they make it quicker or whatever. But I believe that in a 50-50 decision where a referee does not know if it's offside or not, the benefit of the doubt for entertainment purposes goes to the attacker. If you're not sure if it's offside in real time, it's not offside.
Well, the only league I see do the VAR well is the Bundesliga. The Bundesliga is the only league I've seen it where there's never been anything controversial with the VAR, really.
Well, yeah, just because Bayern's going to win anyway, so who
They
cares?
already know what's going on with it, so I don't know, man. I don't think I'm all for like the advancement. Like, call me crazy. I'm for a second ref on the pitch, so this way you don't have the same guy trailing behind world class players.
So you are crazy. I agree.
Yeah, I'm crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm just have each guy in another half. I'm not for, however, going down to the centimeter to see if the guy was off sides or
Oh,
not.
so horrendous.
It kills the game, dude. Like, I want to see, everybody wants to see the flow. That's why people who don't like American football but like soccer, like basketball, is because the game's constantly flowing. They don't want, like, they literally watch the sport because it's high speed at all times for most of the part. Of course, you have like your dead moments in the game, but it's literally most of the part there's something always happening.
Now,
you gotta sit there and take 5 minutes to see if the guy's like toenail was offsides. Like, come on.
Yeah, so I agree with everything that's been said so far. But for now, we have to discuss two more Inker Sinks.
Tyler Adams, Inc.
Ink.
So now,
From VAR and offsides.
so now we're gonna talk Nicholas Tagliafico to Brighton because supposedly Cucurella is going to Man City.
That's a big loss, man.
Yeah, but to replace him with Tagliafico, one of the a starlet left back at Ajax.
So it's a stink for me just because of who they're losing, but it's a good replacement. So I'm rocking with the ink on that one.
Yeah, so am I. I mean, Tagliafico is, first of all, great to say the announcer's going to love his name in the Prem.
Oh yeah,
But he's proven time. I actually thought he was going to make the change to United if he was going to go anywhere.
oh yeah, he was linked so long ago, which I was surprised about.
You know, but he's quality. He's proven. He's not too old, right? 25, 24?
I think he just hit 27 because he's been at Ajax for a bit.
Just
That's still not-
hitting his prime.
That's peak of his.
Oh my God,
powers.
for Brighton,
Yeah.
I think that's brilliant. The fact that he's going to get to be in the Premier League at a club that Brighton looks very good at times. You know, they hold their own against the big boys. So I'm very, very happy with. Very, very happy with that signing for them. I think it's a big ink, and I think, however you say his name, Cucurella. Cucurella. I always want to say Cucaracha, but that's not right.
Cucaracha.
All right. Do we have the rights to that song?
That's public domain, probably.
Fair enough. Cucurella, I think, is a.
You better hope so.
It don't matter.
No, you can definitely sing it. You just can't play like the actual song. You're good.
I mean,
We're good. And if not, Ardi just lost his spot here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. And
we're fine.
It's been Besmir taking over Matchweek.
No,
It's
no,
been real.
No. That was so offbeat and off tone.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
You butchered that song.
Just like every song you sing, yeah.
DMCA will not catch me. We're fine.
Are you talking about the FCC?
No, the DMCA. I'm saying like the automated flagging
yeah.
system. It won't catch me.
Well, in case this is your last ever show, tune in next week for Chelsea FC.
If you want to.
Chelsea FC match
If
week.
you want to, we talked about this earlier. There's no call to actions here. On
Yeah,
the radio
Bet, you
station.
can't tell people what to
that's
do.
right.
Yeah.
So if you want to,
Yeah, if you would like
Chelsea
to.
FC match week will be here.
Yeah.
I said if. I said if.
Yeah.
Well, this thing, you guys just might sneak Besmir in and let him have 2 hours of Chelsea propaganda while I'm gone.
Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we?
Well, it wouldn't be just 2 hours of Chelsea. There'd be some Bulgarian national team news thrown in
Bulgarian.
there. But North Jersey FC, I'd have to put.
So
some
I gotta
there,
ask a question here. Are you half Bulgarian?
No.
So what's with the? I know you guys are Albanian. What's with the Bulgarian national team?
In FIFA career mode, I started managing the Bulgarian national team, and I just have like
Why?
a love for them now. Oh, just because.
Fair. Just that is a true fan right there. No, nothing against Bulgaria. I that's a project I'm not taking on. That seems really hard.
Bulgaria has like 4 players in FIFA that are maybe 5 that actually are decently rated.
Yeah.
Well, Gulashi being one of them, who's a phenomenal goalkeeper.
Oh, yeah.
Can you say that name again?
Gulashi.
What a name.
Right? Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Gulasci.
Yes.
Goulashi. That just sounds like a nice cheese.
Well, it's also...
It's like a beef stew.
It's
Yeah.
goulash. That's how you...
Yeah, beef stew.
Yeah.
So for me, and then a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, they went in and they beat England
Twice.
twice.
1-0 and then 4-0.
Like 4-0 in England at Wembley.
Is this in your FIFA? Because it's definitely
No,
in
IRL.
In real life?
Yeah.
In the Nations League?
In the Nations League.
That, you know what?
I take over virtually. In real life, they start to dominate.
Have you guys... That just sounds like, obviously, like it happened, and that just, like, sounds something that is just straight out of a video game. And speaking of something straight out of a video game, I hate to take us off topic real quick, but give me 2 minutes for this, Ardi.
Okay.
Have you guys heard about the probe that's going on in the Sierra Leone top flight?
No.
So Sierra Leone, obviously like the country in Africa, has a top flight football league, and there is now a probe that is going to be investigating 2 games that ended 91-1 and 95-0, with I believe the 91-1. It was Gulf FC defeated, I'm sorry if I butcher this, Kokima Lebanon 91-1, and then Lumbembu United were beaten 95-0 by Kahula Rangers. I'm sorry, I butchered those
Wait,
names.
Kalulu plays for AC Milan, my guy. I don't know who you're talking about.
No, dude. These are 2 teams in Sierra Leone that apparently won matches,
Okay,
95-0 and 91-1. And
that one goal that got scored, that's impressive.
that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. How do we feel about potential making up fake scores?
Well, first off, can someone probe the Premier League? I'd very much appreciate that to fix the referees.
I mean, would they want it though? Because the top clubs are still on top. So no.
Well, no. There's one club specifically that loves having the referees on their side. That shockingly, Ardi's the one asking for the referee probe so they can go back to the old ways.
No, what are you talking about, dude?
Bez, what are you getting into, Bez?
Every Manchester United title and goal has been scored legitimately. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they have, because they haven't been called against them.
As he sits there and chuckles like,
Fergie time. So rumor has it we're still in Fergie time from 2007.
hey,
Yeah,
you
rumor
stop
has
that
it.
right now.
Oh, I love Sir Alex. I miss him. Anyways, that was your 2 minutes, Mazz. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Little controversy here. Got to bring it to the match.
Little controversy.
I knew you had no clue because who would know that was going on?
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
I'll
Who
actually
would know?
keep up to date with that now. See if I can follow
So
the
now
thread on
I
that.
want updates on it each week.
We have
On
2
Twitter.
more quick discussions, and then we're going to switch to fight or flight. So we have Moussa Diaby from Bayer Leverkusen going to Newcastle.
It's all right.
I would say
It's a.
He's a PSG Youth Academy starlet, just like Nkunku, just like Magnan. There's a few other players I'm blanking on.
Hey, you're not exciting me.
I feel like it's exciting for a Newcastle to bring in another good winger that isn't Saint Maximin.
You know what it is, dude? I just want Newcastle to just spend the money haphazardly.
Yeah, like they're being too smart about it. Yeah.
Ronaldo.
Stop being smart about it, man. Get the job done. Do what you got to do. You have the bag. Utilize the bag. Just start throwing it around. Stop being smart.
They have $40 billion behind them. Just start spending the money.
That's what I'm
Ronaldo.
saying. And they're out here making smart decisions. How dare you?
No, their best transfer is Bruno Guimaraes. Besmir's bagel is the other one that got egg. That got ketchup. I'm really angry about this.
We should have ate. I told you we should have ate that bagel before.
But
he got here.
I can't eat that one though. It has eggs on it.
I would have ate it.
Yeah, I know you would have.
That's just where we're at.
That's where we're at.
But anyway, yeah. So I think I like the signing if we're being, let's do this from an objective standpoint. But you're Newcastle. You just got the financial backing. And Ardi, I know we said they need to take their time, this and that. But you know what? We were saying that if the rumors were going to be true. And guess what? They came true. They got the financial backing. Now go out there and get you a Tony Cruz. Do something. Bring in a sexy player, bro.
Oh, man. Well, the thing is, I can see them.
I hope Newcastle gets relegated.
I hope. You know what? I hope Chelsea gets relegated. How about that?
Dude,
yeah, but we're talking about something that can happen.
But that won't happen because Ronaldo's going to sign there. Man United is going to be relegated because you'll still be playing Harry Maguire at your
Moussa Diaby is an ink. Okay, let's just stop. Let's stop divulging.
That's a stink for me.
Harry Maguire at the 9 for United next season.
We're gonna pull him like a Marwan Fellaini, bro. Just throw him at striker, see what happens. Huh? Oh, yeah.
Well, that's interesting because Greenwood is now all getting cleared of charges and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. That's I don't believe in that.
We don't even need to touch that, dude.
All I have to say is I hope he doesn't play another game of soccer in his life. To be perfectly honest.
Agreed.
What if he's innocent though?
If he's innocent, then I apologize, Mason. But you're not.
We don't know. We have no clue, dude. These situations.
I don't know. There was some evidence. That's all I'll say.
I don't know enough. I know what's going on, but I don't know enough about it, and I ain't losing my career.
I ain't losing my career.
All right, because Deshaun Watson has almost gotten me in trouble a couple of times. All right,
that's every NFL player almost gets you in trouble a couple of times.
Whoa,
bro. Whether it's a car accident because they're under the influence,
bold statement from Ardi there. Wow.
Or it's girlfriend or wife problems. We'll leave it at that.
Ardi, stop it.
Or they get caught out in the Las Vegas Strip doing certain things.
Greatest quarterback in history, never had a problem with anyone. Eli Manning never caused any problems.
Just get out of this studio. Greatest quarterback. Get out of this studio right now. Somebody get
he is the only one to stop Brady, bro.
No, he's not.
Twice.
No, he's not.
Twice.
He's the only one to stop him twice, but he's not the only one to stop him, all right?
Who else stopped him?
Give Nick Foles some respect, all right?
Oh, wait, but did Nick Foles stop an undefeated Tom Brady?
Okay, but he still stopped him.
Listen, all I can say...
God, Eli's... Don't even get me started with that. Eli, just get out of the studio.
Eli Manning was like the Zinedine Zidane or the Andrea Pirlo.
Eli Manning is the worst quarterback in his family, all right? I said it.
Okay, yeah, but that's unfair because you have pain in his
family.
Dude,
I'm calling it right now. The nephew, all right, the lost Manning, Cooper Manning, his son is going to Texas, University of Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, he will have a better career than Eli Manning.
Probably. Who knows?
Wow. Anyways, so he'd have to win 3 Super Bowls.
Anyways, I have one more player. Can we talk about one more player?
That's too late.
He'd have to win 3 of the big games.
It's all good.
Can I click drag?
No, it's gone.
I clicked it.
Who's gonna notice?
I clicked it.
And it's gone.
Yep. So, anyways, we had 7 seconds. I think that was 7 seconds.
It was like 5.
I
counted in my head.
Anyways, because you guys like to get off topic a lot, the last player is Morgan Gibbs-White from Wolves. He was on loan at.
Where's he going?
He was originally on loan at Bournemouth in the Championship. Had a really good season. Was up there for goals and assists. Now. Wolves want to send him out to Everton because Everton wants him with losing a lot of players.
Good move. That's an ink all day. That kid is fast. He's got vision. He's somebody that, like, I'm not saying he's necessarily
He's a Wolves player, so Mazz knows him. He loves Wolves.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, this is a kid who can make an impact. And to see him actually, like, get a chance like this, it's something that, like, you definitely want to see.
Well, I don't understand. Mazz, can you explain why he didn't get a chance at Wolves?
Just because of the depth that they have with a Neves and a Coutinho in like the midfield. I would have liked to seen him over at like the winger, but like let's be honest, Wolves does not use wingers like necessarily how they should. Adama Traore should have been playing honestly a wing back for me.
Trincao.
They just have so many. There's just so much like attacking power. Like there's really just no room for a guy when he was there at that level, but you see the impact that he makes when he gets loaned out and actually gets some playing time. It's just there's some bigger names in front of him. That's the only reason why he's not getting the time to shine. And when I mean big names, obviously I'm not talking about like the pinnacle of pinnacle players, but definitely guys that have more attacking ability and possibly more potential.
Okay, respectfully, I hear you out.
You know, so I it's one of those things where I'm not even mad that he's gone because I think he deserves this shot.
That's fair.
I mean, he's an ink for me. Covers.
He's ink for me as well.
I mean, I think anyone that Everton brings in is an ink at this point because I think they need some help
They definitely need reinforcements, 100%.
I mean, Frank Lampard might be able to even suit up if they need it, but you know, it is what it is.
Well, you know, Wayne Rooney just got canned, so he might be coming back.
Yeah, listen, Rooney, he can play in the.
Well, I have a question. Does anyone think that Wayne Rooney, did Wayne Rooney genuinely have a bad season at Derby, being in the situation they were in? Yeah, but they started off with negative 25 points.
But what?
Well, yeah, because they had a whole gambling scandal.
Okay, yeah, you know what, dude? I'm gonna be honest. I love Rooney. Rooney is like if I had an MLS team, okay, that is a guy that I'm looking to bring in as my manager.
Just to clarify real quick,
yeah, we know. Already big fanboy over here.
Wayne Rooney's the reason why
captain of captains.
Wayne Rooney's the reason why I fell in love with soccer.
Dude, the captain of captains, the Wayne. Clear. This guy is, dude. Say what you want about United, but a guy like Wayne Rooney, you watching that brings a tear to anybody's eye.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that guy was a monster, great leader. Now, granted, he got relegated, but of course, I didn't even know about the gambling scandal.
Yeah, well, that's why they were like bankrupt because they had paid all these fines and stuff. Supposedly for the whole month of May, Wayne Rooney paid the entire club's wages out of his pocket.
Dude, come on, that's a great guy right there, and
he resigned. It wasn't like they fired him; he resigned.
Well, why wouldn't you? I mean, they just, dude. Honestly, if I'm him, I would have walked away the second that came out. Because now you're tied to that, and we're talking about ink or stink. That stink is on Rooney's name moving forward.
Well, no, if anything, I think that puts him up there for legitimacy for even a higher position, like a higher job.
Where would you like to see him?
Me, I'd like to see him across from me in an interview in a couple months' time. Hopefully.
Yeah, but for a team, Ardi, what team would you like to see pick him up?
I don't care for a team. I want to interview Wayne Rooney.
Okay, Bez, we have the fangirl going on over here. Where would you like to see a Wayne Rooney?
If Besmir can spread Chelsea propaganda, I can talk about Wayne Rooney as much as I want.
Can we see Wayne Rooney back in the MLS as a manager, or do you think that it's too small for him?
I think his next job will be an English team. Mid-season, one of these clubs get rid of their manager at the bottom of the table. I think Rooney comes in. Rooney to
Newcastle, make it happen.
Give
him the unlimited budget. I want to see it.
Start signing players out of retirement.
Now, real quick, let's we only have 20 minutes left in the show, so let's do our fight or flight. Now, for those of you who are wondering what the segment fight or flight is, there's a lot of young players at clubs, and there's never really a decision of what they should do with their careers. So they're whispering in front of me. I think they're talking poorly about me. Anyways, so there's
just like that girl on the internet. Hey, yes, exactly. Bringing it back full circle.
Yep, full circle. Anyways, so there's always a discussion of what they should do with their careers, whether they should stay and fight for their position, or they should leave, flight, and go on loan somewhere else. Now, we're going to start off with some of the Chelsea lads, some of the younger kids, because, I think Besmir is the most experienced with them. So maybe he could bring to light a few players.
Well, so is, the entirety of Europe, because Chelsea's youth academy spans the continent. For me, honestly, if we're being straightforward, there's a couple players at Chelsea that need to stay and fight for their spot. If we don't sign Ronaldo, Armando Broja has to be given a chance. Conor Gallagher is a future England star for the national team, and he's going to be a top-level midfielder, so he needs to stay.
I think FootMob's glitched out right now because it has Marcus Alonso, it has Ben Chilwell, Reece James, and Ethan Ampadu as midfielders.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right. Well, unless you consider a wing-back a midfielder. It depends on who you're talking to, but for me, Chelsea has 3 or 4 players that need to be kept and so they can fight for a spot. Once again, naming Broja is one of them. Naming Conor Gallagher, Billy Gilmore. Players who will... Gallagher comes in, makes an impact.
I think the only player that stays from your youth kids that is, playing in the team is Gallagher. I see Gilmore, Broja. I could even see someone like Kennedy, and even what's the other guy? And Joran, you guys have?
Angerin, yeah.
Angerin. Those kids, I see all of them going back out on loan, really.
Well, Broja needs to fill in that striker position as even a backup to Kai Havertz, Timo Werner. depending on where Tuchel wants to play them this season.
But you guys have Batshuayi back, and you guys aren't selling him anywhere. He's still in the team, and he might be in the team for the season.
No, Batshuayi is going to go.
Where?
Anywhere. Or at the end of the day, nowhere. Let him stay there. It's his problem. For me, Broha was an animal at Southampton last year. Played very, very well. They tried to keep him for 40 mil. Chelsea said no thank you. He is going to be a big player. He's 20 years old. He's 20 years old, started for Southampton in the Prem last season, scored, what was it, 10, 12 goals or something like that last year? Mm-hmm. You can't take that away from him. Young talent, English youth national team player, right? Yeah, he has Albanian background, heritage.
But that's why it makes him a god in the Premier League, is the fact that he's Albanian.
Is the almost arrogant level confidence is what really sets him apart.
I think the only issue for Broha was that he started off well, and then he got too much hype behind him, and then he couldn't live up to that hype because Southampton had such a shoddy season.
I'm gonna be honest. I think you got to loan him out.
I agree. I could see him going to an Everton as a great prospect for him.
Because here's the thing, you just said the kid had all the hype behind him, and then it doesn't live up to it because obviously he's playing with Southampton. But now it's like, oh, now you're coming to Chelsea, back to Chelsea, and it's like that's gonna carry with you. It's a bigger club, so you're gonna have that even bigger weight. The kid's 20 years old. Get the weight off his shoulders, ship him out again, let him get some more development, and bring in a guy who can actually make a difference, like a Neymar, like a Ronaldo, to fill those attacking spots.
Yeah.
But you also need players who are going to be content with being an understudy or backup.
And is he going to be content? You just said this kid's coming in with an almost arrogant chip on his shoulder. Let him go shine and get the experience.
But at 20 years old, he played in over 30 league matches for Southampton last season. Many of them as a substitute, many as a starter. It was a good split. He needs to be someone who, he wants game time, but he's also at a stage in his career where watching and working with world-class players is also very good for his development.
But also, he didn't really thrive playing as a lone striker. He needed to have someone like Adam Armstrong with him to really support him up top.
Yeah, but Armstrong typically ran even further out on the wing at times, right?
So it was sort of just like
Broha can play anywhere across the front three, and he played well.
Yeah, but that's the point I'm making though, is that he really I don't think Chelsea's system supports the development of Broha in the team. Personally,
dude, you're Chelsea. You don't need to be sitting there and giving minutes to a 20-year-old to develop him. You're a club of not necessarily. You're not a Real Madrid, but you can definitely loan a guy like that out, and hey, somewhere that we know is great at developing players. This is our player at the end of the day. It's not like.
But also,
you're hitting him with
if I were you, I'd do everything in my power to make sure he gets to Nottingham this season, because that Steve Cooper is probably one of the up and coming starlet managers that people like to look at him as sort of Graham Potter-esque, someone who's a really up and coming talent as a manager, and that's someone who I would trust in youth development.
Yeah, get him somewhere that he's going to get consistent minutes and be able to get that action without having the spotlight necessarily shining that bright.
Well, not only Broha, we have to talk about Billy Gilmore. We have to talk about Ethan Ampadu. We have to talk about Callum Hudson-Odoi. A lot of these players, we have to just go in a list and say, who do you think should be in or out?
They are all players. Everyone you just listed, in my opinion. First of all, besides Hudson-Odoi, because I'm not sold on him still. His attitude is a word I can't use on air.
Yeah.
For me at this point, if he wants, Tuchel likes him, so I'm gonna say I'm okay with him staying. Other than that, he would have been shown the door already.
Yeah.
Gallagher, Gilmore, Broha, Ampadu, and what's his face? Oh man, you just said his name too. Well, anyway, those Billy Gilmore, Ampadu, Gallagher,
Hudson-Odoi,
Odoi, Broha. Okay, even just those five.
Well, what about Charlie Musonda or even a Ruben Loftus-Cheek?
No.
All these guys.
Charlie Musanda's got to go. It's just better for him. Ruben Loftus-Cheek needs to leave Chelsea to further his career at this point. Hasn't lived up to any hype. He's got to go. But these other guys, with Jorginho possibly being shown the door as well, just because of the transition into this new look Chelsea side. Conor Gallagher was wanted by PSG in January.
I must say, Conor Gallagher I think, could be a starter for Chelsea. It just depends what system you guys want to play because you have the likes of Mason Mount to work with.
Yeah, and there's still a bunch of. It just depends on where the manager wants to go.
Yeah.
Funny story. Somebody said, "Who asked a Chelsea player who's most likely to sit next to Thomas Tuchel on the bus?" First answer was Mason Mount. He's his son. But anyway, I mean, for Chelsea, it depends. The guys that we listed, the bigger name players, are those who I think should stay. And someone who we haven't mentioned, Bakayoko, just terminated his 2-year loan agreement at Milan a year early. Mm-hmm. He's on his way back to Chelsea. He's someone who can also be an interesting player at Chelsea.
He's definitely not a youth player, a Chelsea youth product. He's an AS Monaco youth product.
Yeah, but he's still part of that loan army. I mean, Ruben Loftus-Cheek's in his mid-20s at this point. He's got to go.
He's also an academy player. Been through injuries. We saw him get injured.
Mm-hmm.
Who could say that? Yeah, so Besmir and I went to the Revs versus Chelsea game in the middle of the season in Boston.
Well, no, it was the week before the Europa League final.
Yeah, and for some reason they have a preseason, they have a postseason friendly in New England
at Foxborough. So we drove there and back on the same day to go watch the match. And
shout out New London, Connecticut.
Yes.
We haven't gone back yet.
Oh, that place was phenomenal. The seafood place, right? And he tears his Achilles.
Oof.
In that match.
The friendly.
But it was a friendly because they couldn't cancel it. I guess Chelsea didn't expect to get to the Europa League final that year, but they played the entire first team to get ready for the match, and he tore his Achilles. It was one of those like games against racism or something like that, or games for equality. Mm-hmm. So you can't just go cancel one of those games. A game with some meaning behind it.
Dude, that's fine, but like, why are you sitting there playing your first team lineup in a friendly?
Well, it's a warm up.
I got to watch Eden Hazard play. It was great.
I just don't want to see them playing against players like that because things like these happen. It's like if you're gonna tear your Achilles, you better make it in something like that's worthwhile.
Wait, so it's tough. So not only do we have Chelsea with these problems, but like when I look at United, right? So I'm gonna list off some players for you from United. I know Besmir, you don't want to talk about Manchester United.
Oh no, I love Manchester United. They're one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Here's the thing, right? So we have Axel Tuanzebe, James Gardner, Facundo Palestri, Tahith Chong. We have Amad Diallo, Anthony Alanga, Shola Shortire, Hannibal Mejbri. There's a lot of these players, and I don't know personally where they can all go.
Get everybody out of there if they're from the old regime's target list. Just goodbye, clean house, give Ten Hag the reins, get out of the way.
But Diallo had a great season at Rangers. Alanga was our saving grace towards the end of the season.
Alanga is the one player I'm going to pick out from that group and say he is such a talent. What everyone thought of as what everyone thought Marcus Rashford was going to become, and Martial when he was younger, and Mason Greenwood, and a lot of these younger players.
But would you say Rashford's issue was
I think Alanga's going to be better than that.
Managers forced him to play through serious injuries, and he still hasn't really recovered on the pitch yet?
See, I think that's just a load because when you are at the level they're at, their team doctors aren't going to let them play through serious injuries where they're not supposed to be playing.
I don't know, but look at Wayne Rooney. That's how his career deteriorated.
Yeah, I got to disagree with that because it's United. They make bad decisions constantly.
Yeah, you see, Mazz is on the same wavelength as me. We understand this.
But here's the thing. I think the problem with Rashford was just there was the hype that, like, dude, come on. We were putting Rashford up there with some names that he potentially could meet with, but we're talking about him as if he's already at the level. He's not at the level,
dude, his debuts he had. Debut in the Europa League. And 2 goals and assists to secure United the tie.
And that's what I'm saying.
A crucial game against Arsenal to secure us top 4.
For sure, but
bags 2 goals and assists again.
But was it day in and day out, or were they spurts of greatness?
For 3 seasons straight, he had a lot of solid performances.
He had a lot of spurts of greatness. And there's 2. You want to talk about pressure? That's somebody United fans just threw the world on that kid and said, carry the load at times.
Yeah, good luck.
Come on, man. Come on. You're being too hard on the kid.
I'm not hard on it. I am someone who will back Rashford till the day I die. Like Marcus Rashford, has my support.
Dude, he's quality. He's just not that level, bro. I'm talking the level. He ain't the level.
So what? Because the level that you're thinking of, I don't think there's a lot of players that can reach that Messi Ronaldo level.
Oh, I'm not even talking about that level. I'm talking about like I'm talking like that's. Sorry, I did say the level. That's its own world. I'm talking like the Neymar. Like that kind of level,
but he can still be at that level. He's only 23, 24.
Yeah, for sure. It's just he's not there.
He had one off season.
But that's the thing. He's
post injury.
23, 24. He's not there. Let's give the kid a break. Is what I'm saying.
100%.
You know. So I don't think Marcus Rashford's a problem at all. I think the pressure that's put on him is the problem. I mean, this kid's young. He's still. I hate to break it to everybody. He's still up and coming. We're acting as if he's in the dead set prime of his career.
That's the funny thing. Everyone treats Jesse Lingard like still that 23-year-old like youth player.
Yeah.
At like 30, but like Marcus Rashford, everyone treats him like he's the 30-year-old.
Jesse Lingard like moving to the MLS?
No, he's supposed to go back to West Ham.
I don't know, dude. I hear that he's going on a little tour of the MLS, and some teams are going to pitch him.
If he goes to MLS, please go to Red Bulls. Please, 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 God, let him go to the Red Bulls.
Please don't. I think Marcus Rashford is going to be so great under Ten Hag.
Yeah, 100%.
I think Alanga, speaking about fight or flight, he's going to say he's going to fight. Ten Hag's going to love Alanga. He's one of those players that I just very much enjoy watching play.
I think he's also going to like Hannibal Mejbri because he's that player who has like that fire to him. Like, the one game he comes on against Liverpool, fouls 5 different players in a span of 2 minutes.
Well, I'm not sure if that's exactly a good thing.
Well, but honestly, as
you get him, Tiger.
No, but like honestly, as a United fan, I liked that personally, even though it was encouraging bad behavior. Only because no player on that pitch seemed upset about the result. Like, to be perfectly honest, because if your team is getting scored on and being torn apart.
Well, in all fairness, Matic and McTominay just couldn't catch players to foul them, so...
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. I think Ten Hag is going to like anybody that could potentially be useful because there is a lot of dumpster fire on that team.
Also, to Heath Chong, like, he was someone who did phenomenal for Birmingham this past season.
Who?
Okay, first off, you two can calm down over here with the Chelsea propaganda.
Well, no. All I'm going to say is...
Listen, I just... Free Ronaldo. That's the only... I'm not on the Chelsea bandwagon. I'm on the free Ronaldo. And if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes. But here's the thing. I have all the faith in Ten Hag. I don't have the faith in the biggest problem of why I don't want Ronaldo to stay is it has nothing to do with Ten Hag. It has to do with who's running the team outside of him. Unless they're going to 100% give him the free reign that he deserves, which they're not going to, let's be honest.
It sort of looks like he does because he brought in Tyrell Malacia.
We'll see what happens. I don't think he's going to have complete... They're going to give him little things here and there, but they're not going to give him the free reign because they're stubborn and they think they know better. But the problem is that they have an entire roster of players that don't care and that are overhyped for no reason just because they're wearing the red shirt. And I'm sick of watching it, man. I'm sick of watching Bruno Fernandes walk on the pitch and acting like he should be doing all this stuff. Bruno's great at times, but Bruno's also a pain. I should know. I watch the Portuguese national team. I'm sick of watching that refrigerator in the back line doing absolutely nothing but just look at everybody like, what's going on? He has no idea where he is on the pitch. I'm sick of Rafael Varane getting paid money. This is a guy who was one of the greatest center backs in the world at one point, and he can't even stay on the pitch, and they still give him playing time up the wazoo when you have a guy like Baye. I think Baye should be getting more chances, to be honest with you, because that's the kid who goes out there and is going to run his butt off and is going to do whatever it takes to keep guys and keep that ball out of the net. I'm so sick of United, it's not even funny. Okay?
Mazz, I think that's just the perfect way to end the show. Off that rant, honestly. I don't see us talking about anything else. Perfect rant to end it with. Guys, you have been listening top of the hour. You have been listening top of the hour on WMSC Upper Montclair. This is Matchweek. Make sure you tell somebody you love them. Have a good one.
Is this Matchweek?
Make sure you tell somebody you love them. I'll see you guys.
STS.
Peace.
Matchweek. Has your blood pressure.
Blood pressure.